Hi, this is Rick Moncher with PackerGreats, making a video for my fellow Packer fans in Southern California because these are some of the things I have here in Santa Monica that never show up on my website or on my other main product videos. We're going to start off with the holy grail of all Packer images, the Lombardi Legends. And this particular one comes with a photo of Jim Taylor holding it, because I drove a lot of these pieces you're going to see out here from Wisconsin, and they were used for some entertainment type thing out here, and now they're available to the public. And this one, I stopped at Jimmy's place in Baton Rouge, and so I've got a photo of Jim Taylor holding this exact Lombardi Legends. Let's move in close. I also have here these photos, the loose photos and the canvases. We'll show them a little bit later. I'll try to zoom in here so you can see these signatures. This is the only fully framed one I've ever had out here. I've never wanted to sell it, but now it's time to sell it. It just sits in a closet, and it's time to sell it. There's the plaques, the accolades of all the players, what it takes to be number one. But this piece is very, very special. It's the only piece of sports memorabilia. Bart Starr, who I represented along with Jim Taylor, it's the only piece of sports memorabilia he ever purchased. And he was the last one to sign it. He bought it, he framed it, put it up in his office, and that's what he looked at every time he worked. And you can go on YouTube right now. You don't need to believe me. Go to YouTube and put in Bart Starr, Lombardi Legends, and you'll see the video, 2-minute video of Bart and I in his office, and Bart talking about why this is his most favorite, most important piece of all time to him. Here's a Mud Bowl image. I got these all in the hallway up here, so I'm going to try to scan back. There's the legendary Mud Bowl, the 1965 championship game. It was the first of the Packers' 3 championships in a row. You can see the signature quality. It's the last game of Jim Brown's career, and the Packers won this game, the 65 championship, beating the Cleveland Browns. I don't have a lot of room to move around because this is in a hallway, as you can kind of see here, up in my place here in Santa Monica. Now the Ice Bowl, obviously the most iconic image of all time for the Packers. And since I was the sports memorabilia agent for Bart Starr and Jim Taylor, I had Bart do something different with mine. You see the beautiful signature. But I had Bart write in the Ice Bowl and the date, 12/31/1967. And there's, we got all the bling on these, the plaques, the greatest game ever played. With some glare here, you probably can't see all that, but that's the 16x20, the biggest photo I ever did for this piece. So it's a big, beautiful piece. Here's another frame piece. It's kind of interesting. This one has a lot of great names on it from the 90s. And it is signed, what is that? Robert Brooks and Mark Chmura, Brett Favre, and of course, Reggie White. And who's that? Edgar Bennett, I believe. I should be more of an expert on this. This is a piece that's kind of unique because it was signed on glass, so they had to put glass on top of glass to protect it. So it needs reframing, and then it's a nice little piece. So to get pieces signed by Reggie with all those guys is extremely rare. Let's do a few helmets before I go back. I've got this helmet out here, one of the best Hall of Fame backfield helmets you will ever see. Let me kind of put it up here. Look at how bold, how bright each signature is. And each signature only includes their Hall of Fame. So it's perfect for continuity. The spacing is just perfect. Look as we go around. So it has all of the members of the Hall of Fame backfield, just their Hall of Fame year. You won't get a better Hall of Fame backfield helmet than that. I've had a number of them, and that is one of the best. I'm going to show you. I got some more stuff on my website. You can look on my website. That includes a lot of things I have out here. Paul Hornung helmets. I've got maybe 2 more somewhere. Just to kind of give you an idea, Paul Hornung was one of only 3 players in history to win the Heisman, go be the #1 pick in the draft, and be in the NFL Hall of Fame. It's Paul Hornung, Earl Campbell, and another Southern California guy, O.J. Simpson. So now we're going to splice a few videos together here so I can get a number of products. So I'm going to show a few more here. And this is known as Kings of the Court or Haystacks. I like to call it Haystacks. Great piece. This is considered the greatest offensive or one of the greatest offensive teams of all time in the NFL. 11 of these players, I'm going to show you the signatures there. There's Max McGee, Bart Starr. Let's go through them all here. Jim Ringo, Jim Taylor, Boyd Dollar, Ron Kramer, Forrest Gregg, Bob Skronsky. Down below, where do we got? Paul Hornung. I'm trying to get them without the glare here. Fuzzy Thurston, Jerry Kramer. Well, there you go, 11 signatures, an extremely valuable piece. This is the big one. I think this is 18 inches by 23-inch photo. I've only seen 8 or 9 of these large photos that were fully signed. There are more of the 11 by 14s, but not so many 16 by 20s, which I have about 3 or 4 framed 16 by 20s, and I've got 2 of these framed, but this is the only one in Santa Monica. So it's a beautiful piece, a valuable piece. One of the great signed images if you can get one of these fully signed. So I've got one here in Santa Monica. Yes, it's expensive, but it's well worth it. Again, as you know, most of these players are deceased. Just a beautiful piece. Here's something that's not expensive. This is a Mike Holmgren piece. If you're a big fan of the Super Bowl 31 team, this is known as the Spirit of Green Bay. It's a limited edition piece, signed by Mike Holmgren, as you can see there, signed by the artist. There you go, the Super Bowl patch. So there's something that, if you're looking for an inexpensive piece representing the Super Bowl 31 team, there you go. Now, let me pull back here, see if I can get all this one in. Look at this, folks. This is about as blingy as you can get. I do have some pieces like we saw earlier, that Haystacks, which is a very prestigious, elegant, conservative piece in terms of how it's framed. This goes to the opposite extreme, showing the replica Super Bowl tickets, the replica Super Bowl rings, the plaques, the signed photos, a legacy of excellence. Let us go over here, see Bart Starr, and you can see the replica tickets, his Super Bowl I replica ring, his accolades, the Super Bowl II ring and ticket. And there is Favre, the same thing. Super Bowl 31 ring and ticket. And then Rodgers from the Super Bowl 45 with the replica ring there. Now here's the one thing you see, this is old. This is an old photo from 2012 for Rodgers, so it doesn't include his most recent MVP years. So whoever purchases this, what you're going to want to do is just leave it alone. Leave it alone until about, a year after he retires. You figured, okay, now it's time to update the plaque. Now, you may want to even wait more until he gets in the Hall of Fame, because you see, these plaques don't have their Hall of Fame on it. It just has their MVP years and their Super Bowl accolades. So, either way, once you change this plaque, which probably is only $20 for the plaque, you might want to change all 3 plaques while you're doing it and add the Hall of Fame to all of them. But either way, you just wait and do it then, so you only spend, $150 doing the whole thing. But there you go, a beautiful piece. Now we're going to head downstairs. I'm going to show you some footballs and some canvases and a few other things. Okay, let's splice together the last video we're going to have here. There's some footballs. This isn't all the footballs I have here, but it's a pretty good example of what we got. I think I got another Taylor around here somewhere. Paul Hornung. And as you know, Paul Hornung, the last 5-6 years, his signature, as many of the older signers do, it gets a lot smaller and really kind of rough looking, but this is obviously a very old signature, just perfectly centered, bold, and it's by the silver paint pen, so you don't have to worry about all the fading like you do with the other markers like the black markers. Here's one with Paul Hornung and Jim Taylor. I made 5 of these footballs, a Hall of Fame backfield, was hoping to put Bart on them. Of course, Bart never got well, so these are very inexpensive. So you want a football with the 2 Hall of Fame running backs. And then Bart Starr. Again, since I represented Bart Starr, I put together some great pieces with Bart and Jim. I would spend a week with Bart. I would go to Birmingham, get in Sunday night, leave the following Saturday morning. So a whole week with Bart, give him all the time he wanted to put these together. You will never see a better double inscription Bart Starr football than what you're seeing right now. The best of the best. And now the multi-inscription ones. You know, I asked Bart, I said, Bart, you're always signing what people ask you to sign. What do you feel are your most important accomplishments in your NFL career? He took a piece of paper and wrote down 4 things. I said, Bart, would you put that on some helmets and footballs? He put it on 12 helmets. They're all sold out. He put it on 15 jerseys, all sold out. And those sold out at crazy money, the most expensive Bart pieces, not game worn, that ever sold. And I did it on 18 footballs. I held 12 of the footballs until recently. Now I'm selling them. I've got 3 left. So if you want the rarest of all Bart Starr footballs, there you go. Now a lot of this stuff you're going to see is on my website. Let me just zoom in there. There's who I am. You can see my phone number, my address, or my email. There's my business card. Now some canvases. Here's the Mud Bowl again from the 1965 NFL Championship. The 3-player Mud Bowl. I've got this in photos too. Let me zoom in so you can see. It's hard to see with lighting. I'm not going to move the light around, but you can see excellent signatures on this piece. The 24 by 36 inch canvas. Now we also got the Mud Bowl over here. A very iconic image. I think you can see those signatures pretty good, can't you? Look how that gold pops. There's the Mud Bowl there, using my toddler's trucks to hold the stuff together. So that's the 24 by 36 inch one. Let's move the truck over. And here's a little bit smaller one. Same exact image, same excellent signature quality. So if you want a gritty piece, a really piece that represents the 1960s Packers, and you don't want to spend $3,000-$4,000 on something, here's something that's far more economical and really beautiful. Now let's get into, again, the Holy Grail pieces. There they are, the Lombardi Legends canvases. Here's the silver. I think I've got 1 silver here and a couple gold ones left. So I'm not going to move the light around here, but I just want you to know that without moving around, you can see this is just excellent, excellent quality. There's the gold ones. Now, people always ask, what do you prefer, gold or silver? They both pop. They just depend what kind of framing you like. You know, the silver kind of blends in with the black and white a little bit more than the gold does, but the gold pops equally well. So there you go. And then here's the 16 by 20 photo. I only did these. These are exclusive to me. I only did these in 16 by 20 photos and 24 by 36 inch canvas. That's all they are. I got a lot of these in silver. And there's that Mud Bowl. You saw the canvas earlier. And there's it. Look at the beautiful signatures. You can just purchase the photo and frame it up yourself. I've got more things here in Santa Monica, so give me a call. You saw my business card. And hopefully I can be of service to my fellow Packer fans here in Southern California. Thank you.